Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new, hi, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. This video we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at embroidering patches on actual twin poly fabric, okay? I tried to do this, and this is not the actual one. I threw that one out because it was just like too flimsy, but I used this same design. However, the only difference is this design, if you look really closely, this was done on plastic, and this has the fill in the patch. Okay, it has the fill in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same patch that you have here, but I'm not going to add these stitches in there. And I'll show you how I'm going to do this. And what I want to do is I want to use the twill fabric that I purchased. This is supposed to be the one that you use for patches, and this is the one that actually comes with the heat adhesive already on it. As a matter of fact, let's try to do it exactly the same. I purchased several of these, and as you can see, this is 1 yard, but look at how long it is. This is like the really long one. So yeah, I think this is like maybe 36 inches long, something like that. But I have black, and let me take out the black, because I think what I want to do is I want to try this out on the black twill. All right, and here is this one. Now this is called Heat Seal. Oh, it's actually 51 inches, and it's a yard. Okay, this is called let me show you exactly what it is. This is Heat Seal Poly Twill. Okay, and this is what a lot of people use for embroidering patches. And I think the reason why they do that is because of the stability. I can feel by touching it already. I'm trying to get all this out. I can really already feel that by touching it, this fabric is very, very different than what I had purchased from Joann's. This was the fabric that I purchased from Joann's. It doesn't have any tug in it, but one of the things that I noticed right away is when I hold this fabric to the light, you can see right through it, right? You can see like right through it. So I kind of thought I could use this for patching, maybe if I doubled up on the fabric. And I don't even think then I could probably do it. You could probably see through. So I didn't take into account that. So, just wanted to share that with you because, sometimes you try to go to stores and you're looking for like a workaround, right? To try not to, overspend on money and stuff like that. So I quickly kind of learned that there's a reason, there's a purpose for this twill. So now I'm actually going to embroider with it. If I can get this thing off. I think I'm going to have to cut this fabric. Okay, so let me grab a scissor and just not cut the fabric, cut the tape off of it. There we go. There. And then I can peel it off. All right, so something that I'm going to show you guys right off the bat, this is something that I noticed right away, okay, is I'm going to hold this up, and right away, as a matter of fact, instead of holding it up, let me cut a piece. Let me cut a piece that I'm going to use to embroider a patch, okay. I'm just going to cut around here. Go. There you go. All right, and then I'll just put these two away because we just need one little slice to embroider on so that we can see how the patch is going to come out. Let me put this poly twill up against the camera so that you guys can see exactly. Look at this. It's solid. You don't see my hand behind it. You don't see anything. It looks like a solid piece. And it feels really solid too. So I can kind of automatically see why people use this for patches. Okay. Versus what I found in Joann's, which was this. Okay. Even though this didn't have any stretch to it, which is why I thought, oh, I could use this for patches. Not. Look at that. You can even see the stuff that's on the cutting table right through the patch. Okay. And now that I have the twill, you see nothing. I mean, this is a solid piece. As you can see, there's adhesive already down here. Now, the question that I have, and I'm sure it works because they wouldn't be able to sell it if it didn't, but I'm wondering how good is this adhesive that is behind this twill. So not only am I going to embroider this, but I also want to see how it presses also, because I want to make sure that, you know, do I have to add extra glue or what to really make it stick. So let's go over to Embroiance and let's recreate this patch without the fill. And what I'm going to do is I want to embroider using this just to see how it comes out, if it comes out flimsy or if it comes out pretty good. So let's head over to the computer. Okay guys, here we are in Embroiance. Now I'm going to have to change the size of my hoop because I'm actually going to use a 5x5 mighty hoop. Okay, so I'm going to hit apply and hit OK. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to add my initials on here. And let's see. No, I want to use the same one that I used on that font. Here it is. That's the engraved fill. And ooh, that's pretty big. Okay, I'm going to do the 2-inch. There you go. That's a pretty good size. And then I'm going to change the colors up because I have the background black. But I'm going to go utility, add patch, and I'm going to do a rectangular. Okay, which is what I had before. I'm going to have that in gold. And let's go over to the letters. And I'm going to do the colors. I'm going to do the reverse. This gold is going to be black. Where is it? Black. This will be the gold. And I know there's probably a way that you can just hold on to the stuff and change all the colors all at once, but I'm okay doing it this way. It doesn't bother me. There goes the gold. And yeah, this one will be black. Okay. And then the next one, I want it to be gold. The rich gold. Where are you? There you go. All right. So, oh, it says ABC. Well, you know what? I'll just leave it like that. It doesn't have to say. I forgot to put the JW. I wonder if it'll. Yeah, probably will. Let me just JWM. Oh, no, it stayed with the same colors. Awesome. Okay. And let me take out the patch. Okay, because it's going to have to go around the new words. Okay, so I'm going to do utility, add patch. I'm going to do rectangular, and there you go. Okay. All right, so I got my patch. All right, so this is the file, and let me put this on my USB. Okay, I'm going to save this on my on here, and I'm just going to call this A. I'll just call it file A. Okay, now As you notice, I have no fill, right? Because I want the poly twill fabric to be the fill for this, all right? So I just want to embroider the outside, and I want to embroider the initials. No fill. The only time that I would use the plastic as a stabilizer for patches is when I have a patch that is completely filled, okay? And when I'm talking about a patch like that, let me start a new one, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, okay? Let me go in here, and I'm going to go to one of my customer files, and I'll show you, okay? There you go. Okay, this is a completely filled patch, okay? There is absolutely no empty spaces in this patch at all. It is nothing but stitches, okay? The inside over here is black stitches. This is all stitches. This is stitches in here, okay? And let me make this so that you guys can see, okay? So as you can see, all stitches, the whole thing. So when you are embroidering a patch like this, I use the plastic. That's how I do them, okay? I got that little trick from Liliana from Embro Print Now, and she showed me, and it works great, okay? And I do have a video on how to embroider these type of patches on plastic, okay? But we're not going to use plastic. We're going to use that poly twill. And if you notice, this is not a completely embroidered fill design, because the only thing that you're going to be embroidering is the edges right here and the letters. All of this is going to be fabric. That's when you're going to be using the twill fabric for patches, okay? So let's go over to the machine, and let's embroider this on the poly twill and see how it comes out. All right. So before we do that, though, we're going to have to head over to the hooping station, and we're going to have to hoop the fabric. So let me set this up here. Okay. Lower this. Tighten it in the back. Okay, now with the poly fill, you're not going to put a stabilizer on here. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have this adhesive. Okay, you have the adhesive right here. If you go ahead and you put a tearaway stabilizer, cutaway stabilizer on here, well, guess what? You just covered your adhesive. So, you know, kind of like, what's the point, right? You know, so, you know, and, you know, now that we're talking about this, I'm thinking, will the bobbin thread is going to cover some of this adhesive, especially on the outline. So I wonder if this is something that, you know, buying it with the adhesive probably may not be a good idea, because you may want to put your own adhesive on it. That's what I'm starting to think. But we'll see. Let's play around with this. Let's see how it's going. But I got a feeling that the next time that I invest in poly, so I'm going to not get the adhesive. But I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. And I could be wrong. And if any of you guys are really good at making patches and say, hey, Jeanette, you're freaking out over nothing, let me know. Okay? Because I'm learning, you know, and I just want to show you guys as I'm learning so that you guys can learn the mistakes. Okay, so here is my poly fill hooped. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the machine, and we're going to stitch out that file. Okay, guys, we are here, and let me put my hoop in. I think I have to adjust. Yep, I do. Let me adjust my my bed here. There you go. Tighten it nice and good. Be sure whenever you adjust your bed that you tighten up the screws, because if they're loose, it can mess up your embroidery. Okay, there you go. Nice. There we go. Alrighty. There you go. I already changed the threads. Okay, I'm going to use my gold and my black. Here is the embroidery file on the machine. Everything looks good. So let's see how this comes out on the twill. Okay, so I'm going to start the machine. Okay, this is done, and I have to tell you, it came out really nice. Look at it. It looks really sharp. I really like this twill fabric. I really do like it. Okay, so let's go over to the cutting board. And as you can see, somebody's in front of the cutting board already. Mellow, honey, I need you to move. Can you move, boo-boo? Thank you. Okay, so you're the supervisor, I tell you, boy. Oh, sorry. Okay, just twirled you around over here. All right, so I'm going to take this out so that we can take a good look at it. And I gotta tell you, I really like it. Oop, taking it out the wrong way. Okay. This actually feels okay. It doesn't feel like mega like sturdy, okay, like the other one, like this one feels more solid, but then again, this is all stitches and this is fabric. But let me give you a close up. It looks much more solid than the other fabric. So I can see why this fabric is something that people use. It really does look solid. Now, I'm going to cut it out. And I know you have to cut near the stitches, but not these stitches. And people usually use curved stitches, curved scissors when it comes to the curves area, because it cuts a lot easier. So use your curved scissors if you have curved scissors to cut these curves. It does make it easier. And then you're straight for when you're in straight areas. But yeah, the curved scissors, love them to cut the curves of the patches, like you see I'm doing. I'm just cutting straight right along the edge, and I twist to use my curved scissors when I get to the curve, so that way I can get as close as possible without cutting the stitches. There you go. Trying to be as neat as possible. Okay. And let's see, I could get a little closer here. There you go. There. And I'll use a hot knife around it. Now, let's take a look at this now. Okay, I cut it out. It looks really good. I really like that this fills really, really nicely. I really do. Okay. So this is the one with the twill. Looking it up close. Looks nice. This is the one that I made with the actual stitches. Very similar. Okay, let me put them close again so that way you guys can see. This one right here, the top one is the twill poly fabric is the top. And then this one right here, the bottom, is the one that I did with the filled in stitches. And as you can see, let's see if I can get closer here. Yeah, see, it looks really good. It looks good. Now, this does feel a little bit on the flimsy side, of course, but it's not as thick as this, okay? For the simple fact that this has the plastic in it, and also this is all stitches, okay? The only thing that stitches is the border and the J. But if it's a patch, you know, it's going to be glued on. This is the concern that I seem to have, okay? If I have this and I use heat and bond, right? And I put it behind the patch, it's going to cover everything in here, right? This is the poly twill, okay? Where I have the bobbin, the adhesive is covered. See, it's covered here on the W's, and it's covered on the edges. So my concern is if I iron this on as is, these edges are not going to adhere, they're not going to stick. I don't think they're going to stick. I mean, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. We're going to see, okay? As for like with this, this is one that I did with heat and bond, these little small patches, okay? And look, it's stuck all the way around, right? But it's because, you know, I put the heat and bond. Oops, sorry. I put the heat and bond throughout the whole thing, and it even went on the edges, okay? So normally, if I put a heat and bond on this, okay, after I apply the heat and bond, I would cut it out and stuff, and then I would take a hot knife and I would just go around the edges real quick just to seal all this, Okay, but I'm not going to do that. If you want to see how that's done, you can see the other video that I did on patches where I used a hot knife. All right, what I want to do is I want to iron this on to a piece of fabric. Let me find fabric. See, sorry. Oh, I should not have went that way. Okay. Will this go? Yeah, here we go. Let's use this spare fabric and let's see how it goes. My guess is it's not, and you may have to put heat and bond, and if that's the case, then it kind of defeats the purpose of getting the twill with the adhesive in the back, right? I mean, that's what I would think. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm learning. But I just want to show you guys what I find. Let's heat this up and put that on high. See, and this is the concern, see, because like I said, we embroidered all that, and now it's like, see, this is the heat and bond, right? But then right here, this is all stitches, right? So I don't think the ends will stick. Okay, this will, all this area may. I have to press hard and stuff. But all these stitches right here, the bobbins, it covers the adhesive. So that's the concern that I have. I have a feeling that this will start to peel and that you would have to always put heat and bond on here. And if that's the case, then I would just get the twill poly that doesn't have the adhesive in the back, because you got to use heat and bond anyway. So I don't know. I mean, and some people use different types of adhesive, and it depends too, I guess. If you're going to put this on hats, some people, they just glue a little bit of it and then they sew the edge of the patch to the hat. Okay, I've seen that, where they just take fabric glue, and I have some. Let's see, where is it? They use this fabric tack, right? And it's a permanent adhesive for fabrics. So they just put this on the back, and then they place it where they want it to be, and then they'll go up underneath the sewing machine, and then they'll just sew right on top of the edge, real slow, and that's how they tackle it on. They do that with baseball hats, and I've seen people, do it with jackets and stuff like that. But the way I did this one, and I'm just waiting for this to heat, and it's heated. This is just heat and bond, and then I just did the adhesive. So I want to see how this works. So I'm just going to now heat this one on this piece of fabric, and let's see how it actually, if it sticks on really nicely. Oh, my iron must have been dirty. I just dirtied the patch. That's okay. This is just a test. See, my iron's a little dirty, so yeah, I should have put a piece of paper on top and then ironed. All right, so I may have been wrong, because it looks like, you know what, guys? Maybe there is a science to this that I just don't get. Okay. No, maybe I need to have it. Or maybe let me go the other side. Because it looks like the patch like flattened out. All right. So I'm going to leave it like that. Let me let it cool, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, and I think I'm right, because I can already see that the edges is not really like stuck to the fabric. Not like this. Not like this. Okay, because remember, the heat and bond was all the way on top of all that bobbin thread. With here, the bobbin thread underneath went on top of the adhesive. So I was thinking maybe when you heat it up, that the adhesive would go through the bobbin thread and stick. But, yeah, it got dirty. All right, so let me see. Let's move over to the cutting table. Let's take a look at it at the cutting table. Let's see what we got here. Okay, now put it on here so maybe it'll cool off a little faster. Clean this off. Yeah, and then I started looking at the prices. The poly twill that's just sewn on, you know, it doesn't have the adhesive in the back or anything like that. That was the same price. Because I was thinking, well, then if I don't need the heat and bond, you know, the adhesive in the back of the poly twill, would the poly twill be cheaper, right? Because I'm just looking for the fabric. But no, it's all the same price, which is fine. You know, then if that's the case, if it's the same price, then I'll get it with the adhesive and then I'll just, you know. All right, moment of truth. Let's take a look at this. All right, because now that it's hot. Now, look what I found. Okay, let's look at it. So here it is. Here, kind of stuck. It did. It is stuck. It is stuck. Here it's not. See? So it doesn't look like the adhesive went through. Maybe I just need to press a little more on the edges. I don't know. Let's go back. Let's try it. I don't want to give up on it. Okay. So let me see. So I noticed that right here on these edges, the adhesive did take. However, you know, you got to remember too, I mean, I am kind of pulling on it. The corners doesn't seem to have been taken in. So I would probably take a sewing machine and I would just sew around this. That's what I'm thinking. Sew around these edges right here. I am not a fan, and this is the thing, I'm getting a lot of comments about this. Some people say Brilliance did this wrong. I don't know if that's true or not, okay? But look at all the little circles in here. I'm thinking that maybe when you take it to a sewing machine, you're supposed to fill this in with a thread. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know I'm not too much of a fan of it, okay? I'm really not. And the other thing too is I noticed when I ironed it, you know, kind of flattened out the thing. Maybe I pressed it too hard or something like that. I don't know. You know, let me show you some other patches that I did. But, and this has the heat and bond on it, okay? But this is with a fill, and I did this with the plastic, okay? And it has the heat and bond. This is heat and bond, extra hold that I have. And you could just peel this off. You know, the customer can peel it off and, you know, the adhesive is there and they can just iron it on, you know. I actually am more of a fan of the fill ones because I feel like they feel more solid. That's just how I feel about it. The twill is not a bad thing either, you know, because to me, it kind of like saves you on a lot of thread and you kind of do get the same effect. Not too crazy. That was me. Dirty iron. Clean your irons. But, yeah. I don't think the adhesive, let me try it, goes through the corners. It's if the, you know, I mean, there's thread between the fabric and the adhesive. You know, it's the bobbin. So, I don't think this is going to. But like I said, if you just need a temporary hold, and if you think about it, this is a pretty good hold, okay? So it's really good, so that way you can take it under a sewing machine and sew around it. So it's not bad. It's not bad, okay? And stuff. It's really not. I kind of wish I didn't dirty it though, because I would have used it. Anyway, guess not. I guess I won't use it now. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you the twill. The twill is not bad. I mean, I kind of like it. And let me show you all the twills that I got here. As you can see, they're pretty long. Okay. I got black, I got yellow. Here's the yellow, here's the black. I got blue, no, gray. I got purple, blue, got red. You know, so I just bought these. And as you can see right off the bat, these are very, very long. Let me take the camera back so you can see. They're pretty long. This is quite a bit. So, you know, if you're going to order, you know, unless you have like a whole bunch of patches that you're going to make, to me, 1 yard is fine to just have around the house. So that way, if you need to make a patch or two, it'll last you. It'll really last you because these are pretty, pretty long and stuff. So anyway, but yeah. So this is the patch with the twill, guys. All right. So hope you guys like this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel a lot. And if you are, you know, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'm always venturing out, trying to find out, you know, how to do things with embroidery and sewing and all different type of craft ideas. And I host Embroidery Happy Hour every Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where I like to answer questions and share information that I've learned. So, guys, hope you like this video. You guys take care. Enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.